Hi, it's Ali here, and good evening if you're watching this live in the UK. If not, whatever time of day it is around the world, I hope you are having a good Friday. And if you're watching this on catch up, I hope that you've had a good week. So, for me in the UK, we have had some lovely weather. It's like our first summer, to be truthful, because summer didn't really exist this year. It's been lovely up to today, where we have had thunderstorms and lots of rain. And this evening, I've still got a little bit of light. I thought I'd actually do the live half an hour earlier, so I wasn't doing it in the dark. And for me, this week has been a good week. I've done a lot of networking, met some amazing people, and because it's been nice, I've been getting in the garden, doing some walks, just making the most of the daylight. And I think this is the way we've got to live our lives. Look at what's around us, what's going to we can take advantage of and enjoy, and grasp that moment, because in a few weeks time, I'm sure that it's going to be a lot colder and wetter, and I'm not going to be able to get in the garden. So I think just do the things you love in life and do them when you can. So tonight I thought I would talk a little bit about fear and boosting confidence, and they really do go hand in hand, because let's face it, the main reason we haven't got confidence to do something is because we fear it. So they do come hand in hand. And I think we just put our lives on hold and we don't do the things we really truly want because we're fearful, fear of failing, fear of making a fool of ourselves. And it stops us doing it. And, if it's in business, we want to practice more, we want to have more qualifications because we don't feel ready. And really, confidence is just seeing there is fear there and just doing it anywhere, because practice and action are going to actually stop that fear, and we start feeling more confident about it when it becomes more natural, more everyday to us. We don't feel that fear so much, and we feel more confident in what we do. And it's like anything that, when you're learning to ride a bike, when you're maybe first in a new job, when you first get there, you're not sure and you just are fearful of making a mistake. Then when you do the job day in, day out, day in, day out, you start to have more confidence in your ability to do something. So today I've got three main tips. So the first one is about chunking down the big tasks that you're fearing. So if you've got something that you need to do and you just look and it looks too big, you're not qualified to do it, you don't feel you've got the confidence to do it, and every time you go to do it, it's like, I can't, I'm just so fearful, and you just play small. So whatever it is, chunk it down into small, manageable chunks, things that you can do, things that if you did fail, you're not going to feel so embarrassed about, and do it daily. So let's say you've started a new job and so much to learn and you just feel so overwhelmed, you feel fearful, you've making the wrong decision, you shouldn't have gone for the job because it's too big. Instead of trying to look at the thing as a whole and just trying to do everything right, focus on one area of that job or even just one task and get to grips with that first. It will build your confidence, you'll feel much happier about it. And then that will give you the confidence to then move on to something else, another part of the job, and just do it bit by bit. So my advice is, if you've got something that just feels too big, you just are fearful of it, you don't have the confidence to do it, chunk it down into small little pieces and do something every single day towards it. And then each section will become more everyday to you. You'll have the confidence to do it. You'll have the confidence in yourself to actually be able to do the job. So chunking down and doing it daily, then your little comfort zone that you've got now about the things you can do will grow, because then those things are going to be part of your comfort zone. So I think for me, if I've got something that's too big, I chunk it down, concentrate on one area at a time until I feel comfortable with it, and then move on to the next one. Okay, The next part is a little bit, we're going from success to failure here, but I do think that when we fail in something, we beat ourselves up. We feel that we're not doing a good job and we're useless, and we say all these things to ourselves that really isn't true. So look at failure more as a learning curve. So instead of seeing it as something that's bad, see it as actually a stepping stone to improving work, your social life, you personally. Don't fear failure. And I always forget a story, I always remember a story that I was told about the lady that actually started Spanx. All you ladies are going to know about Spanx. So she was brought up with a father that always asked her every single day, "What have you failed at today?" And it's funny when I say this to people, they think, "Oh, how awful. How can he say that to her?" But what happened is that she didn't fear so much as an adult when she was trying to set up a company and people said no or said it wasn't a good idea. Instead of sort of thinking like maybe the average person, "Oh, well, I haven't got a good product here, I failed, and oh, never mind." She's like, "Okay, how can I do it differently? I know this is good in my heart, and let's try another way. I know now one way that doesn't work. Let me see about another way. If that didn't work, okay, I know two ways it doesn't work. Let's go for another way." So she had that grit and determination. Failure didn't phase her. So if you can see failure in a different way, not as you doing something wrong, but as actually you've now found another way of not doing it, and you'll look at another way and that might work. And every time you find something out from that failure, what's your lesson from that failure? Write it down. So look at failure in a different way, because it really will help your confidence grow, and actually celebrate that you took that step. Say to yourself, "Well, actually, okay, it didn't work out, but goodness me, I took a massive step there. I took a real big risk and I did it. That's brilliant. Well done." Don't be put off of actually praising yourself. Even like pat yourself on the back and say, "Well done." Because if you think about when you're talking to a toddler, even if they don't get it right, you praise them, "Well done for doing that." And they love it. Look at their face, it lights up. Our brain always goes, "Oh, what did I just do there? I have to do more of that. I've just been praised." And the amazing thing is, our brain doesn't know the difference between someone else praising us and we praise ourselves. So really look at failure in a different way. Don't see it as you've screwed up. Don't see it as that you can't do something and you're a failure. See it as, what's the lesson in it? How can I move on from this? And celebrate and praise yourself that you took that step. You did it. You went for it. And then my next tip is visualization. And okay, you might not be someone that is visual. I'm not visual. So just think about it. So all you need to do is actually think about what you want to do. But if you are visual, visualize it in real detail. So if you, I don't know, let's say you're going to do a presentation and you're really fearful of it and you don't feel confident about it. The story we tell ourselves, the way we're seeing it going, is just bad. We're going to see that we're going to stutter. We're going to see we're going to make it wrong. We're going to see that people are going to laugh at us. All those things that could go wrong, but more than likely they're not going to. And we keep on playing that over and over in our mind and really worrying about it. Well, guess what? When we go to do it, our brain's going to go, "Oh no, I've been here before. It's been a disaster." And we're just going to absolutely be nervous. And we're going to feel that it's going to fail even before it started. Where if you visualize and really think about something as successful as you've done really, really well, you can put the odd blip in it. It doesn't matter, but just see yourself growing from it, being confident in it, doing it, and everyone hanging on every word that you say. That every time you actually visualize it going right, you're going to feel good about it. And then when you go to do that task, like the presentation, your brain's going to go, "I've done this before. It's okay. I've got it." And it makes it so much easier. These three tips are so important to go from fear and real worry that you're not going to be able to do it, you're not good enough, you're not able to do that job, to someone who is a lot more confident. It really makes a difference. Chunking it down, visualizing it, and learning from our failures really does grow our confidence and allows us to step out of our comfort zone more and grow that comfort zone so we can do things. Now, the thing is, you can't do this just once or twice. These things are things that you should do daily. Visualize the things you want and you doing it and you're doing really well. If you fail at something, celebrate that you've actually taken action and say to yourself, what have I learned from it? And chunking it down into small, manageable pieces where actually the failure is not going to be too big because it's not a massive step. And when we've done that and we do it over and over again, we can then go on to the next step. Because let's face it, we do not go up our stairs at home from step 1 to step 10. We'd fall flat on our face, just as we would if we tried that in real life. But by taking it a step at a time, it allows us to build our confidence, feel good about it, and actually take one step at a time, and we get to where we want to go. And the other thing about going from fear to confidence is these things are amazing that I've said to you, and they really, really work. But if you have maybe a belief or you've got something that is within you that you're sort of really stuck in the past, you're worried about things that have happened and you're worried they're going to happen again, hypnosis is an amazing tool to really, really get rid of those fears that we have that we're not enough, that we can't do things, and the story that we've told ourselves for years, to clear all of that out and then put all this wonderful stuff about how confident we are, how we can do things, about self-esteem, and really, really visualizing it at a different level consciously is great. But when you do it, when you're under hypnosis, it is so powerful. So try these three tips. But if you really want instant, getting rid of those fears and phobias and the things that are holding us back and really boosting your confidence, why don't you contact me for a discovery call and we can have a chat about where you are now, where you want to go to, and book a hypnosis session that really can step you into a different level, make you into a different person that actually really truly believes in yourself. And yes, everyone has fear, but it's managing that fear and being able to take action and go for it. Because let's face it, has there been things in your life that you really wanted to do for weeks, months, and maybe even years? Isn't it time you took a different approach? So try these three tips. And if you'd like to know more about hypnosis and how it can help you conquer your fears and boost your confidence, either give me a call, book a discovery session, go to my website to find more information out, because you are worth living your best life. So I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I really look forward to speaking to you all next week. Bye-bye.